Thank you. It's just amazing to be here today. This is our first use of the space where people are standing on stage to talk, and it just occurred to me standing over there. It's really an amazing day, and this is such an extraordinary place. When I start a new job, I try for myself to kind of encapsulate what it's about. And somehow the sense of woods just came to me fairly early on, and I kept thinking about it because sometimes your first impulses need to be refined, but this really was my first impulse about woods, and that is that it already is an extraordinary place to grow and to learn. And I think my job is to make sure that that remains true, working with these fantastic people that you've just been introduced to, and beyond our community to make sure that other people know that about us. In our own humble way, nevertheless, it is an extraordinary place. In the spirit of the exercise that the teachers just did, I'm reminded of my most influential teacher, who was a guy named Dwight Holland. I grew up in Asheboro, just an hour down the road, and I think we even have one family from Randolph County. But Mr. Holland came to the Asheboro schools the same year I did as a first grader, and he would come to our room and teach art. And he was there every year, all of the years that I was in school, and by the time I got to high school, he was directing the junior and senior plays, still teaching art, still supervising the art program, and advising the yearbook. But he was an amazing guy, and it was not really until I was in my 30s that I realized every day when I show up at school, I'm actually emulating Mr. Holland, who brought artistry to his work, enthusiasm, passion, a bit of eccentricity, candor, good ideas, and he's just a great guy to be around as a young person. So Mr. Holland is the man for me. Mr. Bryan was alluding to the Woods Way, and I thought, well, I keep hearing this expression, so I better find out what it's about. And I've discovered that it's about a lot of things. Number one, I think it's about community. And I think the fact that all of you are here tonight is a testimony to the Woods community. How many of you tonight are actually new to the Woods community? Raise your hand. Excellent. Welcome. I'm also new, and I hope you're finding what I'm finding, and that it is just, it's amazing. The helpfulness around you, the good spirit, the ability to roll. Mr. Bryan was giving me some credit for being able to roll with a little chaos, but the truth is, it is actually quite easy at Woods because they're helpful people all around. The second thing that I think is part of the Woods Way is merit. That we're not necessarily entitled to things. We really have to work for things. We have to decide what's important for us, and we have to put it out there and make it happen. Academics and college preparation has always been part of the Woods Way. And so, as you can tell from listening to these wonderful teachers, the academic life, the life of the mind, is really important to us here at Woods. There's a sense of adventure and opportunity here. There's a spirit of let's make it happen, let's roll with the punches, let's make do, let's make the best of what we have. There's a respect for the individual here so that you can be who you are. And the one that I want to close with, because I believe that the structure that you're in right now is actually a monument to volunteerism. The amount of volunteer work at this school is unbelievable. I think there's very little that you can look around, there's very little that you can talk to someone about that doesn't have a huge spirit of volunteerism behind it. People who are just willing to extend themselves and make it happen. And so for those of you who've already been here and understand that, and for those of you who are brand new, I invite you to look for ways in which you can volunteer and contribute to this community. We have tables at the back. Starting over at the left, we have the Booster Club. They would love to talk to you about what they're up to. At the table to my right, at the back center, we start with the Woods Charter School Foundation, which is our philanthropic arm, which is involved in raising funds to do the many things that we're trying to do here. The PTSA, Adrian Leinbach, raise your hand, Adrian, at the back. The PTSA just gave me a gift calendar. Everyone in the room can have one of these. You just need to check with the table back there and find the secret. Everybody will want one of these on the refrigerator. We have, let's see, remind me what's next. Volunteerism. Susan Breen is our volunteer coordinator. In the spirit of volunteerism, be sure and see Susan Breen and look for those opportunities. You will get as much out of it as the school, and I can guarantee you the school is getting a huge amount out of it. And then we have Ann Kayala and transportation. One of the things that we're dealing with right now, we're thinking ahead to, is Monday morning when everyone arrives. So be on the lookout for an email talking about the plan. Fundamentally, here's the deal. When this is brand new for all of us. We have a few people who've had experience. We don't have experience on this property. We don't have experience with this group of people, but we know in the Woods tradition we're going to make it happen on Monday morning. So we'll ask you to read what comes in the mail, we'll have lots of people out directing traffic, and bring your patients. And in a couple of days, I'm sure it'll be running like clockwork. If it's running like clockwork on the first day, it will be another Woods miracle, but that's entirely possible. Those kinds of things happen. We are delighted that you're here tonight. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting all of you. Please be patient with me. I think I have about 1,000 new people to meet and learn, and I'm really looking forward to that. But it may take me a little time. So every time you introduce yourselves, I appreciate it. I also neglected our back corner. Raise your hands. We have the Chatham YMCA who are going to be conducting our before school and our after school program. And I believe if you just keep your eye on that corner, you're going to want to go back there. But be sure and meet the Chatham YMCA people back there. Thank you. Did I forget anybody? All right. And last but not least, I would like to introduce the man who among us is, I think, our chief volunteer. He has been an incredible help to me coming in as the new principal at Woods Charter School. He has been one of the people who has been indispensable in making this building happen. If you haven't already met him, be sure you find your way tonight to meet our board chair, Cliff Webb.